Hey. All right, y'all. We're recording. It's okay. That's all right. We can hear about your daughter's hair. No biggie. I've written my yoga quotes on the back of a very important envelope that I've already thrown away one time. So I know. All right. So settle in. If you want to sit on a block, you can. And take a second to just be in this place. Close your eyes if you want to and just arrive here mentally, physically. Notice how your body feels on the mat. Feel the earth supporting you. Just observe your thoughts. And then move your awareness down into your heart space. Just connect with your inner self for a second. Just remember, there is a power greater than you. You don't have to figure it all out. Today, we're talking about letting life flow through you. Take a deep inhale and then slowly exhale. We're going to try to allow things to flow through us. Hurtful words, stories in our heads, the painful actions of others. Because it's when we choose, and it is a choice, to hold on to the pain, that the pain becomes imprinted on our own hearts. It becomes the filter through which we see the world, the filter through which we release our thoughts, our words, and our actions. So keep breathing. Take it as you exhale, let your shoulders fall away from your ears. See if you can root your tailbone into the earth. Our scripture is from James. Count it all joy, my sisters. I changed it from brothers. Count it all joy, my sisters, when you meet trials of various kinds. For you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness. Your eyes, lift your arms up, take your gaze up, and then bring your arms back down. Take your arms up again. This time, bring your fingers together, point your finger up, and then stretch over to your right. Weight your left hip down. Come back. Then come back up. Bring your arms out in front of you. Interlace your fingers and press your palms away from you. And then inhale up. Bring your arms back as far as you can. And then release your arms. Clasp your hands behind you. Pull your fist away from you. Right. And then take your left ear to your left shoulder. Notice if your right shoulder's kind of hiking itself up. And slowly pull your head back up. Switch your fist to the other side. Let your right ear fall to your right shoulder. Notice if your tailbone is clenched, if you need to release it, release your hands, bring them around to the front, walk your hands out. You can remove the block from underneath you. Walk your hands out, maybe sway side to side. Here. If you want to practice a mantra today, if your mind gets distracted, you can bring your thoughts back to I surrender all. Slowly walk your hands back, switch the cross of your legs. Inhale your arms up again, and we'll twist to the right. Inhale your arms up and then twist the other way. Inhale your arms back up, bring them down through heart center, and then walk your hands out with this leg in front. Again, if you want to close your eyes and sway side to side. Then walk your hands back in, roll over your feet, come onto all fours. You can have your block nearby. If you don't have one near you, just holler and I can throw one to you. Good. Stretch your right leg straight back. And then we're going to lower our elbows halfway down. So it's like you're trying to kiss the ground. And just do this 5 times. Keep pulling your belly button in. And then cross your right leg over your left leg. Set it on the floor. Turn and look over your left shoulder. Come back to center. Right leg straight out. Set it on the floor and press through your calf muscle here. And then bring your right leg back to center. We'll take a few rounds of cat-cow here. So inhale, look up. And then exhale, arch your back, round through your spine. Nice deep breaths. Make this really exaggerated. And then stretch your left leg straight out. Press the floor away from you and then slowly lower down. Press back up. And then when you've done enough, cross the left leg over the right leg. Turn and look over your right shoulder. And then come back to center. Press your left ball mound into the mat. Press back with your heel. Stretch that calf. And then come back to center. Pull your right knee in towards your chest and then step it through. And then come upright. Sit up nice and tall. Full inhale here. Full exhale. Clasp your hands behind you. Pull your fist away from you. And then exhale your hands down. Lift your back knee and lift your right arm up. Then bring your right hand down. Step back to a plank. You can drop to your knees here if you want. If you want to lower halfway down. And then curl up for up dog or cobra. Stretch back to your first down dog. Bend both of your knees. See if you can lift your hips up and back a little bit more. And then just pedal out your legs. Come up on your tiptoes and then let your heels fall over to the right. Keep pressing your hips up and back. See if you can keep your shoulders aligned. and even. Then come up on your tiptoes again and let your heels fall to the left. Then come back to center. Take a full inhale. As you exhale, come forward to plank. Drop to your knees. Pull your left knee in towards your chest and then step your left foot forward. Inhale, both arms up. Bring your hands to your thigh and get your frame set up here. Clasp your hands behind you. Pull your fist away from you. Really open up your shoulders here. Lift your chest up. And then release both hands. Lift your back knee and lift your left arm up. Keep your shoulders stacked on top of each other. Good. Bring both hands down. Step back to a plank. And then lower halfway down. Hold it here. And then curl up for up dog or cobra. Stretch back to down dog. Take one more full inhale. Fill up completely. And then exhale all of the air before making your way to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Clasp your hands, point your finger up towards the sky. Weight your left hip down and stretch over to the right. Come back to center and then stretch over to the left. Back to center, release your hands, clasp them behind you, open up your chest again, bend your knees and then fall forward. Fold forward, not fall. You can fall if you want. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. Good. Then release your hands. Let your head hang heavy. Imagine all of the worries, all of the stress just falling out of the top of your head and making a puddle on your mat. Place your hands on your shins, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, step back with your left leg. Rise all the way up for crescent. See if you can bend a little bit deeper. Keep that back leg so strong. Full inhale as you exhale, clasp your hands behind you, open up your chest. Then release your hands, lift your right arm up again. Make big waves like you're waving at somebody across the room. Hello. Good. And then bring your right hand down, step back, go through a flow. Finish this exhale and then hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Drop your hips, lift your arms up. Full inhale here as you exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back with your right foot. Rise all the way up for crescent. Pause here. See if your shoulders are in your ears. See if you can pull your arms closer to your ears. Full inhale. As you exhale, clasp your hands behind you. Open up your chest. Shine your chest towards the sky. Then release both hands to the mat. Lift your left arm up. Wave to somebody over there. Good. Bring both hands down, step back, and go through a flow. Back to down dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Come forward to plank and pull your right knee in towards your chest. Squeeze it in. Then back to three-legged dog. Do that 2 more times. Come forward to plank. Pull your knee in. Three-legged dog. And then hold it here. And step your right foot forward. Rise all the way up for crescent. Open up to warrior 2. See if you can bend into that front leg a little more. Notice your back leg. Do you have your kneecap lifted? Pull your shoulder blades like you're squeezing a pencil between your shoulder blades. Flip your front palm. Reverse your warrior. Inhale, back up, and we'll take extended side angle. So your right forearm can rest on your right thigh, or your right hand can rest on the floor. Left arm up and over, palm facing the ground. Then bring both hands down, straighten both legs, turn your back toes to face the front of the mat. And this is a good place for blocks, even on the high side here for a pyramid. Hug your right hip in a little more towards the midline. Then bend your back leg, press off your back foot, and come into either standing L, or you can kick that left leg up and come into standing split. If you want to grab the back of your right calf, you can with your right hand. Keep breathing here. I surrender. Then take both hands to the floor, slightly bend your right leg and tuck your left knee behind your right knee. So you'll look like this. And then straighten back out to a standing L. And then again, tuck your left knee behind your right, bend your right knee, straighten back out. Do that one more time. Straighten back out, slowly step back to a, whatever this is called, a crescent lunge. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Lift both arms up, and then bring your hands down, step back to plank. Pause here, pedal your feet out, and then transfer all the weight to your left side, take a left side plank. See if your shoulders are stacked on top of each other. Then bring both hands down if you want to go through a flow here. Lower halfway down. And then back to down dog. Inhale your left leg up. Come forward to plank, pull your left knee in, hold it here. Then back to a three-legged dog. Come forward, squeeze your thigh in. Back to a three-legged dog. Pull your knee in, hold it here. Then step that left foot through. Inhale your arms up for crescent. Open up to warrior 2. So bend into that front leg. Can you still see your big toe? Inhale, flip your front palm up. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale, come back up, extended side angle. So right arm up and over, palm down. See if you can open up your right chest a little more towards the sky. Then bring both hands down to frame your front foot, straighten your legs. You can hop your back foot in a little bit, turn your toes towards the front of the mat. Grab your block if you want it. Good. Bend your back leg, press off your back foot, come into either standing L or standing split. Nice full breaths, everybody. Then bend your front leg, snuggle your right knee behind your left knee, kind of make yourself small like you're doing a little squat here. Then straighten back out into standing L. Then squat down again, knee behind knee, back out to an L, and then one more time. Then slowly lower that right leg down, come back up for a crescent lunge. Then windmill your hands down, step back and go through a flow. Come forward to plank. We forgot to do plank on the left side, the right side. So come into side plank on your right. Are you still breathing? Then come back around. We'll just go back to down dog. Inhale your right leg up. Bring your right knee in towards your chest and then step forward for crescent lunge. Come all the way up. We'll be here for one inhale. Then open up to warrior two. Flip your front palm, reverse your warrior. Come forward for extended side angle. If you want to take a bind here, you can take your top arm, wrap it around behind you. If it's in your practice and you want to reach your bottom arm under and grab your top hand, you can do that. But keep opening your chest up towards the ceiling. Good. Release your bind if you have it. Straighten your front leg. Turn your back toes and come into pyramid. If you want to try lifting your right arm up, you can. That sort of forces that right hip in more. So when we're in pyramid, our tendency is to pop that right hip out, but when you have to raise your right arm, it kind of forces your hips to line up. Then bring your right hand back down. Bend your back knee. This time we're taking half moon. So take your block out, put it in front of you and to the right. And then you can begin to lift your back leg and then stack your hips. So try to have your shoulders stacked on top of each other. And your hips are also stacked. And then bring your right hand or left hand back down. Even out your hips. Place your hands on the mat. And then left foot meets your right. Come into a prayer squat here. So sit up nice and tall. If you need to have a block under you, that's okay. We'll take a full inhale, full exhale. Now watch me. So as you inhale this time, you're going to open up, and then as you exhale, back to this prayer squat. So inhale, open up, exhale down. Inhale, open up. One more time, and then back down. Place your hands on the mat, lift your hips, walk your toes back in. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Bring your right knee in towards your chest. If you want to try extending your toe out, you can grab your toe with your peace-sized fingers. If you want to try grabbing it with the opposite hand and opening up into a twist, you can do that too. And then come back to center, both feet down. Walk your feet out. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Plant your hands, step back to plank. Go through a flow here. Inhale your left leg up. Bring your left knee in and then step that foot forward. Rise all the way up for crescent. One inhale. As you exhale, open up to warrior two. Inhale, flip your front palm. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Come up and over to extended side angle. If you want to take a bind here, you can. If you have the bind, you can release it, straighten your front legs, frame your front foot, and come into this pyramid. Try squeezing your left hip more towards the middle. And then if you want, try lifting your left arm up. Good. Release your hand. We're going to bend our back leg, press off your back foot, and come into half moon. So if you have a block, bring it out in front of you and to the left. And first, you can try keeping your right hand on your right hip. That may help with balance. Keep your back foot flexed like you're going to kick through the back wall. Good. Slowly bring your right foot to meet your left. Take a forward fold here. And then come into prayer squat. So see if you can snuggle your left arm down as much as it'll go towards the floor, and then lift your right arm up. And then switch sides. Good. Release this hand, walk your toes back in, come into a forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Bring your hands to your heart. Lift your left leg up. You can take your peace fingers and grab your left big toe if you want. You can also stay right here. Or if your arms aren't as long as your leg, you could hold right here. And then if you want to switch hands, you could do that. And then come back to center, bend your leg, bring that leg down. Take a forward fold here, clasp your hands behind you, pull them away from you. Try bending your right leg and keeping your left leg straight. And then take your fist more towards the left, like you're trying to look over your right shoulder. Whoops, that's the wrong way. Take your fist over to the right and then look over your left shoulder. This side hurts more, doesn't it? Come back to center, straighten your right leg, bend your left, pull your fist over towards the left, and look over your right shoulder. Then come back to center, forward fold here. Slowly lower your hips down, come onto the floor, bring both legs out in front of you. Go ahead and lay on back. We're going to do slow bicycle. So you'll bring your right knee into your left elbow, pause here, and then we'll switch. So no pressure on your neck, but see if you can lift your torso up a little more. Move on your breath. And then pause when you're even. Grab the backs of your legs, rock back and forth. And we're going to come up into a squat again. So we're going to do bird of paradise. This is a fun little pose, and I'll give y'all some options if you don't care for it. All right, so we have to weave our arm underneath. So take your right arm, and you're going to take it like you're trying to reach for your tail back there. And then you're going to take your left arm, reach it like somebody's handcuffing you. So reach around behind you, and then see if you can find your other hand. Yay. So y'all all have your hand. And then you're going to transfer weight to your left foot. So you're going to kind of transfer all the weight over, come onto your right tippy toes. And this is step one. If you want to try standing up, you just sort of stand up. And then if you find yourself standing and you want to try straightening that leg, you can. All right, so I'll show y'all an alternative. So if you have a wall, I don't really have a wall nearby. I'll show you anyway if you're at home and you're doing this. So you just put your foot on the wall and you reach around behind. And this is so much easier because you're already up. And then you can walk your foot up the wall. You can also just take prayer squat and play around with that. Just to be even, we'll do the other side. So reach your left hand under, right arm around. See if you can grab your hands. If you have a strap nearby, you can use that too. If your hands just aren't long enough to reach each other, you can do that. I can't watch myself in the camera. Woo! All right, see, that was fun. All right, come back around, make your way to your bottom. And let's take camel first. So roll onto your knees. So your options in camel, I like to stay on my toes like this because it gives you about that much extra that you don't have to reach behind you. So you take your hands on your back and do kind of this reverse movement here. So sit up nice and tall, make your abs very strong, and then you could just reach one arm up. You don't even have to go all the way back, and then reach the other one. You could also kind of do like this. If you want to try reaching for your heels, you could do one heel and then the other. You don't have to throw your neck back if you don't want to. Keep breathing here. And then come up. You can take a child's pose here. Just rock your forehead back and forth on the mat. Give yourself a little head massage. And then come up into all fours. We're going to take pigeon. So bring your right foot forward. You can walk the toes over behind your left wrist. If you have a block close enough to grab, try putting it under your right hip. It won't fit exactly, but what you want is just a little bit of extra support there. And then if you want to take sleepy pigeon, you can walk your hands down. Count it all joy, my sisters, when you meet trials of various kinds, for you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness. So life is a series of natural and spontaneous changes. Don't resist them. That only creates sorrow. Let reality be reality. Let things flow naturally forward in whatever way they like. Slowly come up, remove the block, and then we'll switch sides. If you need to take a little side hip dip here, and then bring your left foot forward. If you want to use the block, put it under your left hip. Sometimes pigeon can hurt, and that's really not what it's supposed to do. And for the longest time, I was like, I don't care. I'm going to get into pigeon. I'm going to do it. So Pema Chodron says, rather than being disheartened by the uncertainty of life, what if we accepted it and relaxed into it? What if we said, yes, this is the way it is. This is what it means to be human, and decide to sit down and enjoy the ride. So slowly come back up. Just roll onto your left hip and then come around. Pull your left heel in towards your groin. Move your honey flesh if you have any. And then we'll take our right hand to the mat, reach up and over with your left arm. Flex your right toes. So the further down you can kind of snug your right shoulder towards your right leg, you can reach up and over a little more. When you inhale, imagine your left rib cage just expanding. Visualize the air going in between all those little crevices. Good. Come back up and we'll switch sides. So pull your right leg in, straighten your left leg out. Bring your left elbow towards the ground and reach up and over with your right arm. Then come back up, cross your right leg over your left leg, and then we'll take a twist. So your right elbow will hook around your left leg. You want to try to bind here, you can reach like a pretzel. And then release. We'll switch sides. So cross your right leg over your left. Then hook your left elbow. Then come back around, straighten your legs out, grab your block. You can rock side to side first. Inhale your arms up. And then I like to wrap my arms underneath my legs, and then you can even put the block on the taller side and just rest your head for a second. So you get a hamstring stretch, but you also get the kind of rest. And then come back up. We're going to take a twist here. So option A is to just do like this. If you want to take your right foot and see if you can lift it up, or your right ankle, you can lift it up and then open your right arm open. Don't you feel like you should say ta-da? Oh. All right, we'll switch sides. Then come back to center. We're taking figure 4 seated. So cross your right ankle over your left leg. And then you choose how far in you want to bring your hands to your hips. And if that's not enough, you can also walk your heel backwards. Keep your right foot flexed though. If you're still not feeling it enough, kind of rock just a little bit, rock your legs back and forth. Stay up nice and tall. All right, release, and we'll switch sides. Notice if your mind has started wandering. See if you can surrender the chatter. Then release your foot. Come on down. We're going to take a spinal twist. So you can, my favorite is to just bring my legs up and then take the outside of my left knee and my right hand and kind of pull it all over to the right. And then take your left left shoulder and press it into the mat. If it's safe for your neck, look over to the left. We have a tendency not to breathe deeply and twist, but see if you can continue your deep inhale and your deep exhale. Slowly come back up, and then we'll switch sides. And come back to center and prepare for a rest pose. Stretch your legs out. You can have your palms facing up in a gesture of receiving. Just surrender to rest. Slowly become aware of your breath. Increase your inhale, lengthen your exhale. Roll onto your right side. Curl into the shape of a little embryo. This is another one from Pema Chodron. We think the point is to pass the test or overcome the problem. But the truth is, things don't really get solved. They come together and they fall apart. Then they come together again and fall apart again. The healing comes from letting there be room for all of this to happen. Room for grief, for relief, for misery, and for joy. Make your way into a seated position. Bring your hands together. You can bow and let your chin touch the tops of your fingers. Count it all joy, my sisters, when you meet trials of various kinds, for you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness. So I hope y'all are able to find some peace and relief this holiday season. Thank you for joining me. Thank y'all. Merry Christmas.